basically finished. I think I'll tell you that the best thing, that the mentality that served me best was frankly being exceptionally confident that I had a product that truly was worthwhile, that I myself was a person of integrity, and that our business, although not perfect to everyone, had a lot of strong qualities to it. So it's a sense of confidence going in. And I will tell you, the first 5 minutes, you feel buffeted left and right. They're asking you question after question. They're overlapping. There's a sense of impatience because their time is valuable and they want to find out as much as possible about you and the product as quickly as possible. And I recall thinking, I'm going to flounder here if I don't get my bearings, because I can't answer every question and I certainly can't answer overlapping questions. And so I told this to many people beforehand, and I'll just repeat it here, that I literally just stopped for a moment and thought to myself, well, if Mark, Kevin, and Damon ask a question at the same time, then why don't I listen for the questions, like truly breathe and listen and pick the question that I feel most prepared to knock out the ballpark. Instead of trying to parse out who deserves to be answered first, answer the one I want. So there was a moment in which that literally happened where 3 or 4 people asked the same question, and I happened to hear Kevin's question come out in a way that I thought we had prepared it well and it was going to make us look great. So I answered it, and he loved my answer. And to my surprise, so there's a momentary freak out session where you're thinking they're Damon and Mark, and I say, hey, you didn't answer my question. Instead, because my answer was so good to Kevin, they dropped their initial question and asked a follow-up to that one. So it created this wonderful domino effect where basically every question flowed from answers that I really had thought through how I wanted to answer it, and I thought we were going to represent us very well. And so it just continuously made us look better. So
you took control. Even though you weren't asking the questions, you took control in your mind and you said, hey, this is what we want to say about our business. And here it is. Here's the answer that I want to give you.
Exactly.
Okay. That's probably a good tip for anybody anywhere that's pitching, right?
I mean, well, it's great advice. It's hard to take. And I want to say, had Nate and I not practiced 15, 20 hours a week for almost 2 months on those questions, pausing and playing different Shark Tank segments and making ourselves answer questions as if we were the founders ourselves, of creating fake VC sessions where people grilled us for hours on end and we had to answer the questions. And if we didn't have that foundation of practice, I don't think I would have had the balls. Well, I don't have balls, but
hey, you can say it. We're on the internet. It's okay.
Okay. I wouldn't have had the guts to do that. But because I knew if I did try to take control in it, I took control over things that I thought we were really well prepared to do, to highlight ourselves. That was why I was comfortable doing it. If you're not prepared, if you don't have a question,
Founder. I've seen him on Shark Tank. You've seen him in other national television shows. Desiree, why don't you tell the listeners how to get a hold of you?
You can reach me at hi@unshrinkit.com, or you can go to our website, unshrinkit.com, and fill out the information on the contact page.
Awesome. Desiree Stoller, co-founder of Unshrink It. Thanks for taking your time out on Radio for Small Business.
You're welcome.
Connect. Capitalize. Go.
Hi, I'm Eugene Rowe, host of the podcast For Business. On behalf of our team, I'd like to say thanks. Every month, we're able to impact thousands of lives all over the globe with relevant, impactful, and insightful guests. Some of them have even been featured on national television shows like ABC's Shark Tank and CNBC's The Profit. Our mission is simple: to journey with you on your road to achievement. To do that, I'd like to invite you to partner with us in our Share All promise. I promise to continually share for free without commercial interruption and unnecessary subscriptions. And I ask that you promise to share us with your friends. Here's something you like? Simply use the social share buttons at the bottom of the page to tell your network about the podcast For Business. It's simple, easy, and only takes 5 seconds. That's it, partner. You've made the Share All promise.
All new Radio for Small Business. Put your mouth where your money is. Radio for Small Business with Home of Biz.
It's Radio for Small Business, homeabiz.com. Your host, Eugene Rowe. My next guest has luggage that folds. I'm about to get on a plane literally right now, and we need to talk to Mr. Stephen Hirsch of Biagi. Stephen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit, luggage that folds, okay, that's something interesting. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your business and your products?
Yeah, so Biagi makes innovative travel products, not only luggage that folds, but other products that make travelers' lives simpler. But our core product, like you mentioned, is foldable luggage because, as you know, luggage takes up a lot of space in your home, and this is an issue that nobody really has dealt with before we came along. Basically, we make durable, lightweight luggage that you can fold up and store easily in a drawer, on a shelf, under a bed, you know, things like that.
And that makes sense. I literally have a whole corner full of luggage, and you unshrink it.
You will borrow just orders. If we get a big order from somebody, we might use a factor. You know, I don't know if you know what a factor is. I'm assuming you do.
Yes, I do, yeah.
I guess your listeners don't know what a factor is. Basically, you against person.
Call you crazy not borrowing against your company's assets. Easy. Tell us about the mindset or the thought process behind, you know, the raising cap mindset when you ended up on ABC Shark Tank. What's going through your head, and what are you trying to get across to the sharks in order to cash that check?
My strategy with getting on the show, for getting on the show, not just for getting on the show, for having success on the show and trying to score a deal with one of the sharks, was basically to get a strategic partner. So I mentioned that we don't like to borrow money. The best alternative to that is to have a partner who not only can help you with that, with the money, but can also add more to the business. You know, instead of just borrowing somebody, you know, it could be somebody that helps you grow. Like a bank will lend you money, and then, you know, and obviously that helps you for sure if you're going down that route 100%. You know, every business needs capital in order to operate, but, you know, the next level is to really, you know, I work with Lori Grenier, so not only does she invest in the company, but she also bought me some of my largest customers.
Wow.
You know, no bank's going to do that for you.
And a lot of people don't think about that, right? So not only did she get a piece of the company, but it's like you said, she's motivated to go get more business for you. I know she's got the QVC stuff. She's got the Bed Bath & Beyond stuff. Can you talk more about the value of being able to have that value add partner when it comes to bringing customers in the door?
I mean, first of all, in my case,
more of them
could be who does your fulfillment or helps you with fulfillment. It could be a different kind of a partner who can help you grow your business in some way, shape, or form. And everybody's got to bring something to the table.
That makes sense. We're talking to Stephen Hirsch with Biagi right here on Radio for Small Business at homeabiz.com. He's already talked to us about raising capital, being on the Shark Tank, even borrowing, not having a business plan of borrowing, and then being able to factor as well. Stephen, with you guys' line of products, where are you seeing that the most people are liking it or loving it? What kind of feedback are you getting?
We get great feedback. I mean, I have a very niche product. It's, you know, luggage is a very broad category. It's not, people don't travel necessarily that often, and there's so many different kinds of products in the category, and we sell a very specialized product. So our customers are very loyal customers. These are people who really do, you know, feel that we solve a problem for them, and we get a lot of repeat business, which is obviously the ultimate feedback and the positive feedback that you could get.
They're definitely loving it then. Stephen Hirsch, owner of Biagi. Biagi.com. How do you spell that?
BIAGGI.com.
Okay, BIAGGI.com. Stephen Hirsch, thanks for taking your time out here at homeabiz.com.
Thank you.
Connect, capitalize, go.
It's the Podcast for Business News segment. Over the weekend, Verizon Retail Index sees heavy Black Friday e-commerce traffic. It was a strong digital Black Friday, according to Verizon Enterprise Solutions' third annual Verizon Retail Index. The most recent report shows a 9% year-over-year increase in e-commerce traffic. The Verizon Retail Index tracks e-commerce traffic across Verizon's broadband networks to the top 25 U.S.-based online retailers as identified by eMarketer based on annual revenue. It's Cyber Monday, and Greyhound, their Cyber Monday sale reveals the biggest discount in history. The largest provider of intercity bus transportation today revealed its Cyber Monday sale, including a 75% discount on travel, which is the largest given in its history. To receive the discounts, customers must book their travel today, November 28th. Cyber Monday news even more. Bosses beware. Employees plan to shop while on the clock. An estimated 94% of workers intend to bargain hunt at work this Cyber Monday. Work productivity is once again expected to drop on Cyber Monday as employees take advantage of the best deals of the day, according to a recent survey by Retail Me Not. Shoppers see a lot of value in Cyber Monday.
Somebody
was $3 million, set out to raise $400,000, so the round closed at 27% oversubscribed. The company plans to use the proceeds to accelerate its gold fixed income product. Its marketing, including the launch of an important gold market indicator, intellectual property, and general counsel purposes. That's it for the Podcast for Business News today. Stay tuned for more on the Podcast for Business.
Inside the mind of the owner. Radio for small business. Connect, capitalize, go.
It's Radio for Small Business. Your host, Eugene Rowe on HomeBiz.com. You can check out the show not just at HomeBiz.com, but on Google Play, iTunes. I think it's on YouTube. We've got it on Spreaker, Soundcast, and anywhere there's sound available, you can check it out. Right now, today, I've got a young lady who knows how to make things happen. She's got all the swag in your bag. SwagEssentials.com. The company had
and Hydra's initial start was actually solution to my own skincare issues.
Gotcha.
And as time went along, I became a licensed esthetician where I really, really studied and learned skincare by the book. So I just mixed the two, and here I am.
Wow. And eventually, now you've got a product that Forbes magazine calls the coolest gift for travelers. How was it getting that designation?
Oh, that was awesome. As a matter of fact, I found out by accident. That's so funny. A lot of the press we get, I find out by accident because it's like every once in a while I'll Google myself, which when I did it right after Shark Tank, everybody said, don't Google yourself, but I did. And I was like, oh my God, all these people that have gotten the product have wrote up on it. That's amazing. That help people like myself that had eczema. So that was my
preparing to pitch.
Okay, well, before I even left Houston, Texas, I told my mother and my father, there's two things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to get an attitude and embarrass my family name on national TV if they turn me down.
Good idea.
That was the first thing. And the second thing was I'm not going to cry. Only because I just feel like there's business and then there's emotion, and the two don't need to cross. Gotcha. So when I went out there with a very fixed mindset.
Investors for your business.
There's none of that you get. So when people saw me on TV on December 5th, that was the first time I saw myself.
Wow. So just in case you're just tuning in, we're talking to Lydia Evans, owner of SwagEssentials.com, SwagEssentials.com. Now, I'm saying SwagEssentials.com right now, and they're on Radio for Small Business. But Lydia, you've got a cool story about when you went on to the show. You didn't necessarily have that domain name yet, did you?
No, I did not. I actually tried to get it, but it was taken. There was some little teenager, like a 15-year-old kid, that had like a little online store for T-shirts. And when I tried to contact them, they were like, no, it's not for sale or whatever have you. Neither here nor there. I went ahead and took the domain Pure-Swag because I felt like, okay, pure to play off of the fact that, our tagline is grooming by pure design because all of our products are natural and made with pure ingredients. And then SWNG, which is an acronym for our full name, soaps, washes, and grooming. So we took the name pure-swag.com as a domain. Well, shortly after we got that and we aired on Shark Tank, all of a sudden I get an email from an anonymous man. He said he wanted to stay anonymous. And he said, hey, why are you promoting pure-swag and not your domain? That's bad for branding. So then, of course, my first response was like, no, duh. Like, yeah, of course.
Really?
I know that. Do you think I would just purposely go get this name if it was available? So I responded back, sir, it's not available, but thank you so much for your feedback, and I appreciate that. And so he responds back and says, well, it was up for sale in February, and I had been monitoring it ever since.
Wow.
And I bought it. And I'm willing to transfer it over to you. Well, of course, because right after Shark Tank, everybody is connecting themselves to my pockets as fast as possible. I'm like, oh, this man is going to try to sell me this domain name for thousands of dollars. But it has value to my brand, and I was literally preparing myself to do that. But by the grace of God, he responded back, and he said, I'm not asking you for anything. I love you. I love your personality. I think you're going to go far, even without a shark. Your product's great. I do definitely want to remain anonymous in this. However, I would like to just transfer it over to your company, and I'll pay for everything.
What?
And I thought it was a joke.
Really?
And I was like, wow, what an angel. Yes. And I was like, what an angel. And I was like, sir, we can send you a check made out just blank. You can put your own name in there. And he was like, no need to.
Wow.
And he sent me back an email like, this is some good marketing advice for you. And, you know, I do this professionally for a living. And I think these are some tips you can apply. And best of luck with your
that's
your
amazing.
business. And I was like, wow, yeah.
Wow. So I guess, you sow those good seed and eventually something comes back to you. And this guy, I mean, he probably could have sold it on the market for at least $5,000-$10,000, I'm guessing.
Easy. And I bought it. Yeah.
Wow. So we're talking to Lydia Evans, owner of SwagEssentials.com, right here on Radio for Small Business. You can check the show out on HomeBiz.com, Google Play, iTunes, and many, many more places, even Twitter and Facebook. Lydia, you mentioned something, and let's switch a little bit, because obviously you came off the show, you've got some marketing publicity, and you mentioned something that people were trying to attach themselves to your pockets. Tell us about some of the things you got to do to prepare yourself, even for after the show, for, the good people and the not so good ones.
Well, life changes and you take one time and that's all you sow into my brain. And so for me, it was a very unique situation because my product is very niche. So after I left there, I got thousands. And when I say thousands, I mean thousands of emails and phone calls from people that said they saw me on the show. They were so motivated by me. They loved the fact that I stood up and I represented my brand and I didn't fold over. I didn't show any sadness. I said, well, thank you, and I'll take that and raise you one. And it was women and men from around the world that had such positive, great feedback. But then also, of course, with that comes people that feel like, oh, I know if I was her, I would do this. If I was her, I'd have done that. Yeah, it's a very shoulda, coulda, woulda situation because it's unnerving to stand in front of five multi-millionaires that in your mind you feel hold your brand's livelihood in their yay or nay of an investment. Now, of course, that's how I felt then. But afterwards, when the orders came in and they flooded me, and I'm looking at my second bedroom and I'm looking in the closet where I would make my products, and I look in there, I see 100 soap bars, and we sold 10,000 units in 4 hours.
Ouch.
So, yeah. So it was very overwhelming, but it was so humbling. I think I literally, the first 3 days after that, I did not sleep, Eugene. I literally... No, I was like a zombie because I ran to get me out of my apartment. Okay. And walk off the stage. And you're not prepared. And I'm like, sweetheart, I had no financial injection in my business. Right. And I'm doing the best I can. So I had to literally take off that, yay, I got able to be featured on Shark Tank. I had to take that hat off and put on my humble business person hat and literally take these calls of people that are saying, so what do you mean I'm not going to get my product for a month?
Oh, man.
What do you mean I'm not going to? So I had to express it to people, and you'd be amazed at how many people were like, oh, I didn't realize that. Right. Oh, I don't know why I thought you'd have just had thousands of units sitting up waiting.
I don't know why they think every business owner has, $1 million of product sitting in the basement ready to move.
Yeah.
Even if you had the injection, you probably wouldn't have set it all in $1 million of inventory, I'm guessing.
No, because you can't top your funds like that. But that's all the ins and outs and the little pieces of business and entrepreneurship that, you that's not textbook stuff there. That's stuff you kind of got to learn as you go along.
Right. Well, I've definitely enjoyed learning from you. We've been talking to Lydia Evans of SwagEssentials.com right here on Radio for Small Business. You can check us out, HomeBiz.com. Do us a favor. When we put this show on, like it, share it, tweet it, whatever you can do to it, because Lydia, I really wish you much success. Why don't you give the listeners a way to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. You can go to our website, which is SwagEssentials.com. You can also find us on pretty much every social media platform. On Facebook, we're on Swag. People are like, how are you going to go on Shark Tank?
Taking your time out here on...
Gene, have a great day.
Connect. Capitalize. Go.
It's the Podcast for Business News segment. Over the weekend, Verizon Retail Index sees heavy Black Friday e-commerce traffic. It was a strong digital Black Friday, according to Verizon Enterprise Solutions' third annual Verizon Retail Index. The most recent report shows a 9% year-over-year increase in e-commerce traffic. The Verizon Retail Index tracks e-commerce traffic across Verizon's broadband networks to the top 25 U.S.-based online retailers as identified by eMarketer based on annual revenue. It's Cyber Monday, and Greyhound, their Cyber Monday sale reveals the biggest discount in history. The largest provider of intercity bus transportation today revealed its Cyber Monday sale, including a 75% discount on travel, which is the largest given in its history. To receive the discounts, customers must book their travel today, November 28th. Cyber Monday news even more. Bosses beware. Employees plan to shop while on the clock. An estimated 94% of workers intend to bargain hunt at work this Cyber Monday. Work productivity is once again expected to drop on Cyber Monday as employees take advantage of the best deals of the day, according to a recent survey by Retail Me Not. Shoppers see a lot of value in Cyber Monday, with almost 1 in 5 customers dubbing it the best day for savings of the year. Of those surveyed, nearly half, 47%, will shorten their workday and leave early. 26% will take a long lunch, and 13% will go to work late. In other news, raising money, crowdfunding, Monetary Metals raises $506,000 in equity financing. Monetary Metals announces that it's raised over $506,000 in equity capital. The pre-money valuation of the company was $3 million. The company had set out to raise $400,000, so the round closed at 27% oversubscribed. The company plans to use the proceeds to accelerate its gold fixed income product, its marketing, including the launch of an important gold market indicator, intellectual property, and general counsel purposes. That's it for the Podcast for Business News today. Stay tuned for more on the Podcast for Business.
All new Radio for Small Business.
It's Radio for Small Business on HomeBaBiz.com. Your host, Eugene Rowe. Thanks for tuning in. Right now, I got somebody who's got a firm grasp of the market. Ashley Drake with The Natural Grip. Welcome to Radio for Small Business.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about what The Natural Grip is, and then I'm going to get into some more specifics.
All right, sounds great. Yeah, the Natural Grip is an innovative hand protection device that protects you from ripping and tearing while working out. So we're the only custom hand protection on the market, and what that means is we're the only hand protection that's made based off of your ring finger size. It allows for a custom fit and the ultimate protection to keep you from ripping and tearing while doing high-intensity barbell movements or pull-ups or things like that.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I saw you guys on TV quite a few times in quite a few places. Tell us about some of the experiences that, some of the reasons that I guess people who work out would need it as far as, not ripping skin. Does it really make that big of a difference?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our primary market is the CrossFit market, the functional fitness space. Also, gymnasts use our product. Even landscapers can. So it's anybody that's in an environment where they're going at such a rate of speed as far as like barbell cycling or pull-ups or different movements that causes a lot of friction and can cause for your hands to rip or tear. Gotcha.
Now, where'd you come up with the concept?
Well, ultimately, I mean, I was having that problem. And so my husband, I got sick of listening to me complain about my hands ripping and tearing while working out. And he knew that I had tried everything out there on the market and that nothing was working for my small hands. And so he said that he thought he could make something to solve my problem. And he did just that. And some other people saw it at the gym and went crazy about it and wanted to buy it. And so that's when that magical light bulb moment, happened. And I thought, well, hey, maybe we have something here.
Really, it's wonderful to hear entrepreneurs and business owners talk about them having something that they're using and everyone else gets excited about it. Was it 5, 10, 15, 20 people who said, hey, this is pretty cool, you got to give it to me before you decided that it might be a business opportunity, or was it more than that?
Honestly, it was one person. It was one person that I had never met before. We were starting to work out at the gym, and it was 100 pull-ups for time, and she was in from out of town, and she got emotionally distraught about the workout, and I had never met her before, and I asked her if she was okay, and she said, yeah, I'm just worried I'm going to rip and tear my hands. And I said, oh, try these things my husband made. And after the workout, she came sprinting towards me, and I didn't know if she was mad at me or happy with me. I didn't really know what was going on. And she said that she wanted to know where I got them, how could she get more of them. She wanted to pay me for them. And it was just that authenticness of how she had the same exact problem I was having, but I had solved it for her. And it was just a life-changing moment for her where it was just on her face that she couldn't have been more thankful.
Wow.
And when you have one of those kind of interactions with somebody, I mean, it definitely, stuck in my head for the rest of the day. And all I could think about was, okay, how can I tell my husband about this where he can see how important it was to her, because he wasn't there to witness it happen. And so when I went home that night and I told him, when we were sitting in the kitchen making dinner, he thought I was crazy. He was like, no one's going to buy these things. That's ridiculous, Ashley. And so I just said, well, let me try. Let me try. What do we have to lose if I don't take any of our money, out of our savings? If I just start a Facebook page, just let me try. And so he said, sure, go right ahead. No one's going to buy them. And here we are, almost 4 years later, and over $1 million in sales. So
wow.
things can escalate quickly. So.
We're talking to Ashley Drake of the Natural Grip right here on HomeBizz.com. It's radio for small business where you connect, capitalize, and go. Ashley, you talked about how your husband actually created the product. Now, do you guys work the business together, or is it pretty much your baby that you run with?
Well, I am the CEO. There's no doubt about that. He is the COO, Chief of Operations. I'm actually still active duty, so I work full-time for the Army, and so I'm not able to really focus on the business stuff until later in the afternoon when I'm done with my Army requirements. And Justin runs the production facility from 9 to 5 every day, or later if necessary.
Gotcha.
So we're both fully committed, but